Good afternoon, Ghana. Welcome to Clean Ghana, our environment, our health. And I know you love this show very much. And when it is 3 to 4, you are glued to your station. My name is Ahiaku Bobo. Back in the days, in my village, Chufupraso, taboos, superstitions were the simple rules that govern the village. Our forefathers do not go to farm during the holy days, Akwesidaye, Ukudaye, among others. Women in their menses do not go to the Pra River to fetch water, and they don't even cook for their family. People were not defecating into the rivers or openly or urinating into the rivers. So the community was clean, pollution-free, among others. Now, I live in the city, Accra. There is parliament that enact laws with law enforcers, but on the street, baller, plastics everywhere. The rivers are now our wastewater. I wonder why. People are falling sick and going to hospitals as if they are going to church to pray. Today, we are going to talk about enforcement of public health law, and my guest is already seated. Just let us go for a quick commercial break. Welcome back, our viewers. In case you just tuned in, my name is Ahiaku Bobo. You are watching Clean Ghana on Pan-African TV. Today, my guest is coming from OT region, all the way from the newly created region, and he is the MEHO for Jasikan district. His name is Mr. Samuel Adbeko Ahiaku. Mr. Adbeko, are you the boxer or the
It's a namesake.
Okay, welcome to Clean Ghana. This is the show that everyone loves very much because sanitation issue is a very huge issue in Ghana, and we are all trying to play our part. I am playing my part. Are you playing your part?
I'm doing my part.
Oh yes, I think so. That is why you are here. Yeah. Today we are going to talk about law enforcement. And can you tell our cherished viewers the history behind enforcement of public health laws?
Okay. Good afternoon, all cherished viewers of Pan-African TV. I will just take you briefly back to the colonial days. You know, when we talk of laws, we are talking of regulations or laid down procedures that everybody should follow so that we can all live in peace or live healthily. If you talk of public health laws, these are laws that started far back in the colonial days. When the colonial masters were with us, a lot of things that were going on, which invariably led to diseases and sicknesses. They thought of passing laws that can guide us so that if we all follow those laws and we do what is right, then incidences of disease here may come to maybe the minimum. So since the colonial times, they thought of putting down these regulations so that when we all follow it, when we all do according to those regulations, then diseases can be curtailed. For instance, we know if you defecate at an inappropriate place, flies will perch there, bring the feces back to the house, and then diseases will follow. And so if there's a regulation that says nobody should defecate here, nobody should do this, nobody should do this, if you all do that, do the right thing, then our health can be assured.
Which means the housefly won't have access to the...
Yes, if you don't defecate in the open, if you defecate in the toilet, and you don't defecate in the open, then the housefly will not have access and bring it back to the house. If you are told not to dump refuse anywhere, like we are just saying, we dump refuse on the streets, in the drains, in the water bodies, and all these water bodies will choke. Because of our own behavior, mosquitoes will breed and then come and bite us. But if you all follow the rules that you don't dump here, you don't do this, you don't do this, and we all obey it, then we shall all have a good life or a healthy environment to live in.
Okay, thank you. So is public health laws important?
Yes, public health laws are just as important as any other law. For instance, if you commit a crime, any of the crimes, because there's a law that if you do this, this is what will happen to you, or this is where they will take you to, maybe people may be guided by that. And so public health law too, like I was just saying, if you don't defecate in the water body, if you don't dump your refuse anywhere, then the whole environment becomes healthy, and then we shall all become healthy. So with that public health law, I believe man shall die. So if health laws to guide us, we shall all be having healthy environment to live in, and
we will not die.
Well, we may die one day, but if you obey the rules and follow the rules, maybe if you are given 2 years to die, it can become 5 years.
Okay.
Because you are living in a good environment.
Okay. So which means if we all adhere to public health laws, certain preventable diseases might not be able to attack us.
Sure. If you all believe that, oh, don't dump refuse here, don't do this, don't defecate here, and we all obey, then diseases coming from feces or nuisances or rubbish and all those things will not affect us. If we are all told that, oh, don't allow mosquitoes to breed in your house or around you, if the mosquitoes are not there, they will not come and bite you. But if you allow the mosquitoes to breed around, from there they will come and bite you, and then you end up maybe being sick, spending money, going to hospital, etc.
Okay, you are an environmental health officer.
Yeah.
What are some of the laws that you do enforce?
We have a lot of laws. Starting from the colonial days, we used to have ordinances.
Okay.
But those ordinances have all been repealed by Parliament, and even of late we are using the criminal codes. But all these laws have been repealed, and a new law is now in force. That's the Public Health Act.
Okay.
Of it was passed in 2012.
Okay.
At 851. And this law is like it has encompassed all the various laws that we were using for public health work.
Okay.
And it's even more richer or stronger than, because the previous laws were talking of shillings, pounds, but this current one is talking of penalty units.
Okay.
And to the law, one penalty unit is equivalent to 12 Ghana cedis. And the law, some of the fines there could be 200 penalty units, 1,000 penalty unit, 3,000 penalty units. You only have to multiply by 12 cedis. And then the judge will tell you what you should pay in case you contravene any of the public health laws.
Okay. Okay. Since all your laws are now in the public health laws. Let us go into the Public Health Act.
Yeah.
That is the 2012.
Yeah.
What are your duties in there?
Fine. In the Public Health Act that was passed in 2012, the duties of the environmental health officer is well spelled there. And we are supposed to monitor and abate or call for abatement of all kinds of nuisances. Now, if this abatement is not done, for instance, I visit your house and agitate something, so I call your attention. Maybe I will educate you for you to understand that what was there could become a health hazard. So maybe I'll give you a time to abate it. Maybe I come again, it will stay there. Maybe for the third time, then I can put you before the law. But in the Public Health Act, we talk of general inspection of premises.
Okay.
That is, when I say premises, houses, offices, shops, factories, etc. We inspect, and when we detect any nuisance, you call the owner's attention and make him to abate that nuisance. If you don't abate it and we come again, maybe for the third time, we could start the processes of prosecuting you. But if you abate it, that's the end. We also inspect food premises, all kinds of food premises, chop bars, restaurants, even food manufacturing places. We inspect those places to see the wholesomeness of the food that is sent for public consumption.
Okay.
And we also ensure that if you are a food handler, you must be medically fit before you can handle food or sell food and drink to the public.
Okay.
If you are medically fit, you are allowed to go ahead. If you are not, you compel you to go for medical examination and then come back and continue your trade. We also ensure that food animals, especially the meat that we consume in our homes, is part of our duty to ensure that those meats are good for public consumption. And so we are always at the slaughterhouse to inspect food animals that must go to the public. We also ensure that people dispose of their refuse wholesomely. You don't just dispose of your refuse anyhow. And you also ensure that in every house, there must be a toilet facility in that house. If I visit your house, there's no toilet in your house, I could educate you to endeavor to provide one. But if after several visits, you still will not provide a toilet in your house, I could take you on before the law for not having toilet in your house. In fact, there are a lot of duties that we do, but all are geared towards ensuring that the people's health is protected, so that people don't keep on falling sick and spending money and time, all those things. So those are some of the things that we do. Okay.
From what you are saying, it means now there is a little bit a switch somewhere, because the tankers man I used to know, when he detects nuisances,
yeah,
he will just prosecute you for court.
Yeah.
But now you said you visit, and go to court. Why?
Yes, you know, as the days are going by, new developments are coming.
Okay.
We are not interested in taking people to court. We are interested to see that people live healthily. And living a healthy life, it entails a lot. All the things that we go through are what we call our behavior. If it is your behavior to be doing something bad, it is your behavior. Maybe somebody else need to wake you up. Somebody else can educate you for you to realize that, oh, defecating here can cause this, and this. We believe that when we engage the people in education, like you are saying, yes, those days, the Sama man or the Papa Tangas, even when he's coming, Before you see, come and see speed, everybody ran away from the house. So the Tangas man will not even get anybody to talk to discuss things with, even to educate. So now we believe that when we engage the people, when we educate them, when we talk to you 1, 2, or 3 times, we believe maybe when you change your behavior, it's not necessary for me to go to court again. That's why I say we keep on coming to your house, we detect the nuisance, we point it to you, educate you, what it can cause, we tell you. But if after several times, and that's why when you go out, you have an inspection book, which you document that I have been in your house for 3 times now, or for 4 times now, but the nuisance is still there. So when it becomes unbecoming, at the last resort, I may decide to prosecute you in court.
Okay, this is very beautiful, but I have a problem in there. Yeah. Those times, Papa Tankers, when the people see them, they don't just run away, they start abating the nuisances. True or false?
Yeah, it is true.
It is true.
It is true, but you know what we are talking about is something that should be within the people. We don't need the Tangas man to be around before somebody should sweep his house. Or the Tangas man should be around before somebody does the right thing. We want that thing to be part of their nature. So we don't want the situation where when he's coming before the woman will start sweeping. No, let the sweeping be part of their culture. So like you are saying, those days, when the Tangas man is coming before people start packing their things, doing this, closing their toilet, etc. Do you need to see the Tangas man before you sweep your house?
No.
We want you to make it your daily behavior, so that even the Tangas man doesn't come at all. Look, in my district, we are only 14. Can 14 of us be in every village at the same time?
No.
No. So the people in the village themselves must put it on, take it upon themselves to do what is good. Not only waiting for the Samasama to come before. Everybody must just make cleanliness, hygiene his part of life. So that you don't have to. So it will happen that when the Tangas man is not coming, then people will relax. But we want people to make it part of their behavior.
Okay, looking at those days that they arrest, then prosecute, then today that you call for behavioral change, which one does impact?
Well, I don't have any empirical evidence, but I believe education of what we are doing now, that everybody should be part of us. People should not run away when Tangas is coming. People should be ready to come and meet Tangas and even see how we can all work together. So I believe that this approach that we shall educate, we shall keep on pointing the nuisance to you. But if in our book we have been to you for more than 5 times, more than 3 times, and you still will not change, then and when I go to court, I'll tell the judge that I have been there for 3, 4, 5 times, but you don't want to change.
But do you think people are ready to change their behaviors towards sanitation in order?
Yeah, we have a long way to go.
You have a long way to go. So that is why I believe strongly that those times in Samasama, we catch you, we prosecute you, was impacting greatly than today that you have to let people change their behavior, because behavioral change takes a longer time.
Yeah.
Because you know what is right, but are you willing to do what is right as at now?
Yes. Some may change, some may not change. Some it will take some time before they will change. But that does not mean that we are defeated in our endeavor. We want the people themselves to do what is right. We don't want that policing type, that by force type. So it will mean that when we are not there, people will not do what is right.
No, but
we want the people themselves to make it part of their behavior.
You have tried this for a very long time.
Yes.
And now the cities are dirty.
Yeah.
People's homes are dirty. Look at the last time when it rained, we had 2 women pouring bags of refuse into the runoffs.
Yeah.
Do you think for how long will you wait for these people to change their behavior?
No, such a behavior that we also we don't even need to educate or do what again. That was a criminal affair. Somebody dumping refuse into the runoff. I learned it. The people have been identified and prosecuted.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So such a person, you don't need to educate her again. They did it deliberately. But in the case where maybe I come to your house and maybe your child has defecated here, and I came to see it, and I advised her, oh woman, do you know that this your child's defecation can bring about this place? Come and take it to the right place. When she takes it to the right place, that is okay. It's not every small thing that I will match her, let's go to court. There are certain things I can educate her. So that when I'm not there, or when you are not there, they can still do something.
Okay. Is there any instance where you can arrest somebody on the spot? I mean, any type of nuisance that you think you don't have to even educate the person at all. This one calls for just court arrest.
Yes. If under any circumstances, myself or any of my men, the whole country, if you are seen defecating in the open, that's why you don't need education again. You have been caught defecating in the inappropriate place. You can be sent straight to court. I remember when I was in Akachi, somebody was defecating in the market, and he was arrested by the laborers. That's why I don't need to ask him whether he knows defecating in the market was bad. Straight to court. But there are certain things, like if I come to your house and I see mosquito larvae in your pot, in those days I can just one mosquito larvae I can take it to court. But these days I try to educate you. Oh, do you know that this one mosquito larvae can bring about A, B, C, D? If you understand, fine. Maybe next time you will cover your water pot. Or maybe you haven't swept your goat pen this morning, or your fowl coop this morning. I can point it to you, advise you, and believe that maybe when I come again, there will be a change. But when I come again, then it is still happening. It's still happening. Meanwhile, my book 2 says I was here on the 17th, on the 18th, on the 20th. Then when I take it to court, I'll tell the judge that this court I'll be seeing in your house.
Okay.
But most often, small, or let me just call it, certain minute offenses, I can call you to order, educate you on it. But when the offense becomes too aggressive, too plain, like what those ladies did, no, nobody should now educate you not to pour refuse into the runoff. No. So there are certain offenses, yes, we can look at it and educate you.
And some of can you just call for instant abatement of notice, instant abatement of how do we call it, of nuisances? What are some of the events that you can call for instant abatement of nuisances?
Like I was saying, if I come to your house and I detect refuse, or I detect human excreta, or I detect certain minute things, I can just call you immediately to
abate the nuisance.
Abate that thing.
Okay.
There are some reasons maybe you cannot abate it here and now. So maybe I can give you some time.
Okay.
For instance, if maybe your house, there is a threatening coconut tree about to fall and kill people, I can give you about 1 week, 2 weeks to abate that nuisance.
Okay.
If after 1 week, 2 weeks you don't do it, then I can follow up. But those things that I think you cannot do it now, I can just, if I can stand there and ask you to move this thing away.
Okay.
But those things that you need some reasonable time to do, I will allow you.
Okay.
That okay, I'll give you 2 weeks, 1 week with a note, or maybe even verbal note that clear this before we come again. If you come again, it is still there. That means you want to go forward.
Okay, so what are some of the likely events that might happen if we don't enforce public health laws?
Yes, all laws, whether the public health law, the criminal laws, any law, they are there to guide us as a society, so that we don't do things that will be detrimental to our health. If there were no laws on health or public health, like even the hospitals will have been too busy.
But they are still busy.
They are still busy. They have even more busy. So public health law is there to ensure that, though we shall die, we shall be sick, but when we follow the public health laws, it will reduce a little to the minimum.
Okay.
For instance, there's a public law that nobody should defecate here. If nobody defecates here, we are all fine. But if there were to be no law where everybody can defecate anywhere, if there were to be no law where people can what? Like the food we eat. We have a law to go around the food premises, inspect foods, inspect canned foods, before the public taste it. But if there to be no law, anybody can sell anything, whether it is a spiral, whether it is unconsumable. So these laws are there to ensure we have a good living environment, so that at least we can all have some healthy living. And then we go on for our economic activities. We always say what a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. If we were all sick in the country, who will work for us? Who will do anything in the country? So the laws, we cannot do away with them. Just as the criminal codes. Yes, if you steal now, the police will catch you. But I know people are stealing. But when the police catch them, they will know. If you say, don't defecate here, don't throw refuse here, don't do this. If you don't do it, I have no problem with you. And you also be happy living in your environment there. So without the laws, there can be no order.
Yes, without the laws, there can be no order. If you don't defecate here, the tankers man will not come and arrest you. Let's go for a short commercial break.
Every day is sanitation.
Welcome back, viewers. In case you just tune in, you are watching Clean Ghana on Pan-African TV, and we are talking about public health law enforcement. You can start texting in or WhatsApping on the number on the screen so that Mr. Ahiaku Agbeku will answer some of your questions for you. Okay, Mr. Agbeku.
Yeah.
What are some of the nuisances that affect public health?
Okay. We have 11 statutory nuisances, but I'll just describe them. If your house is overgrown with weed, which we call overgrowth of weed, it's a nuisance. If you allow mosquito to breed in a container in your house, it's a nuisance. If you expose human excreta, either by defecating the open or even in the chamber pot exposed, it's a nuisance. If you offer for sale any food that is unwholesome to the public, it's a nuisance.
It's a nuisance.
If you slaughter a cow, a goat, or sheep for the public consumption, but you did not slaughter in the slaughterhouse, it's a nuisance. When you are caught, you could be arrested. In fact, like I said, any unwholesome food is a nuisance. Any expired food is a nuisance. Accumulation of refuse on your premises, not in a refuse container, is a nuisance. And like I said, open defecation is also a nuisance. You could be in your own house, but you have standards. You call one overcrowding. If you are overcrowded in your house or in your bedroom, it's also a nuisance. Because the law says if you go to the building code, the building code prescribes the number of people who can stay in the space of a living room.
How many?
Yes, a 12 by 12, standard 12 by 12 room should not contain more than 5 people or 2 adults and 3 children.
Okay.
Anything above that is a nuisance.
Okay.
Even if you pack things in your environment in such a way that it could attract rodents, mice, etc., we call it reasonably preventable conditions. Maybe the way you pack your firewood in your house, the way you pack the coconut shells, the way you pack the palm kernels, etc., which can attract mice, is a nuisance. In fact, I cannot name all now,
but I think
anything that you know can bring something adverse to the environment could be classified as a nuisance. Like I said, even if your wall is dilapidated, about to fall and kill somebody, it's a nuisance. You could call on you to demolish or to repair that wall, because you don't want to wait for NADMO to come in.
Okay.
So anything that may bring some problem, and not only problem, anything that can bring some health hazard, we make sure we call for its abatement.
Do you go for inspection at prisons?
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have prisons everywhere. But in those cities that we have prisons, once in a while my colleagues visit the prisons also.
Okay.
They visit the prison to also check their conditions and advise the prison officers. Because as they are there, they are also human beings.
Okay.
So they must also live in good, healthy condition there.
Okay. Do you know how many people live in a 12 by 12 room in the prison?
Myself, I've not been to the prison, but some pictures that I see, they are seriously overcrowded there.
So
all our prisons in the country.
As the law enforcer, what do you do?
Oh, as a law enforcer, when we go there, you can advise the warders.
You can just advise, you can't take action?
Oh, we could take action. I remember my colleagues in MEHO once took action and took the prison officers to court.
Hey, you are powerful.
we could take it. So when we advise and they will not listen to us or they will not do it, a time will come, you could take the orders to court.
Because when I was in school, I visited in Sawam prison for inspection. And I'm telling you, what we saw there was an eyesore.
Yes.
And I believe the law enforcers, especially the environmental health officers, should go there and see what is happening. Yeah. Because they are also humans. It's also against their right. Yes. Since when I built my house and I have more than 5 persons in the 12 by 12, it's against the law. Yes. Then we should take the government on seriously.
Yes, I hope my colleagues in Sawam and all the prison towns, I hope they are also listening.
Yeah, they are listening.
That it is part of our duty. We are not to visit only people's homes, but institutions like this, we can visit. We can visit the prisons, we can visit the schools, the hospitals. We can visit all those places to ensure that at least there is a minimum standard of good health for the people there.
Okay, can you describe to us the enforcement processes from inspection to prosecution?
Okay. On our routine activities, we could go around inspecting homes, calling for abatement of nuisances. If we visit your home and we detect something, we tell you and you remove it, then the matter ends there. But if you don't do it, maybe we could give you some time with a notice to do it or to abate the nuisance. If you don't sell, you don't do it, then maybe the next thing that may follow is that we could process you for court by issuing you with a summons to appear before the magistrate. Now, after you have issued your court summons, then we process all the documents and meet you in court. In the court, the prosecutor may present the case. When the case is called, he will present the case to the magistrate. And it will be put before the defendant or the accused for him to plead guilty or not guilty. If the charge that was read to him or her, he pleads guilty simpliciter, then the judge can go ahead or the magistrate can go ahead and by looking into the law and then the fine attached to it, slap a penalty on the fellow.
Okay.
If the fellow says he's not guilty, fine, then the case may be adjourned to another hearing or another time for the person to be able to defend himself that he's not guilty. But in any case, whether it is adjourned or it has been settled that day, whatever fine is asked to pay, you need to pay that fine before he can go home. And the court will issue a receipt for a fine so taken.
Okay, so what about if you serve me with a court sermon and I don't appear before court? What do you do?
Oh, that is simple. I give you a court summons to appear before the magistrate and you refuse to come. Your name is called, you are not there. So I'll ask for a bench warrant to produce you. So the magistrate will give me a bench warrant. And then with the warrant, I'll go to your house with the police and apprehend you and produce you to court. And as for me, what I do is that if you refuse to come to court and I receive your warrant, I will come and arrest you maybe on Friday.
Why Friday?
Or if tomorrow will be a holiday, I'll come and arrest you today. When I arrest you on Friday, the next day is Saturday, the magistrate will not sit. The next day is Sunday, the magistrate will not sit. So you'll be in the police cell until Monday. So that next time, when magistrate say come, you will come. But I don't go to that extent. If magistrate say come and you don't come, then that one.
Then it's up to you.
Yes, you want to punish you, I'll come and arrest you on Friday. Because court doesn't sit on Saturday. It doesn't sit on holiday. The next time when the same say come,
you run and come. Okay, thank you for that. I really have a small problem, or I don't really agree to certain things.
Okay.
Especially when you take people to court and they are slashed with to pay something, and when they pay that money, that's all. You see, so when the person pays that money, what happens next? The nuisance are still there.
Oh, if I take you to court for this offense and you were fined, if you are times, the magistrate will also order you to go and abate that nuisance. But really, I will be happy if you don't abate it. Then every day, I'll use that place as a gold mine. I'll be coming every week. You have not abated, so I'll come again. It doesn't mean that because you were fined, so that's the end. No, you are still in my jurisdiction. You say you will abate, and I'll keep on coming. So it is better you abate, and then you live peacefully.
Okay, don't you think, even though the government needs money, okay, but don't you think it would be so wise that when you create nuisance and you are sent to court, instead of slashing you with a penalty, they could tell you to maybe when you do it here in maybe from when you stay in Malam and you do it there, they can tell you to sweep from Malam to Malam Junction, or they give you like 200 meters to be sweeping continuously for a month. Don't you think when you look into this could help than just paying money at the court?
Okay, unfortunately, the laws of Ghana didn't prescribe that. The judge can decide what to do with you. The judge can, unless it happened in Winneba before, to one of my colleagues. People who were sweeping, somebody was messing up the place. And when the matter went to court, the magistrate ordered that he should take up that sweeping of that lane for some time. So it is left to the magistrate to prescribe what kind of punishment. But as for we only present our case. If the magistrate thinks that, okay, what you have done, you to go and sweep there for some days, fine. If he says pay, then you pay, it will go to government, then you shall use it to pay those who do the sweeping.
Do they give you some of the money as the officer who sent?
No. When we prosecute, whatever fine is fined. When we prosecute under the national laws, especially the Public Health Act, the money is paid to government's consolidated fund. I'm already a government worker.
Okay.
So once it's paid, one day they will pay me. But I don't take it there. If you use the assembly's bylaws, the money is given to the assembly. It's not to me.
Okay.
It's to the assembly.
Okay.
I am already being paid as a staff.
Okay.
So the money doesn't come to us. It goes either to the assembly or to the government.
But don't you think when some of the money comes to you, it will motivate you to be sending people to court?
Even to me, I don't actually like to be taking people to court. That's why I say when it becomes too much necessary, we shall go to court.
Okay.
But I hope we can all do something good so that we don't even think about court. If we can all do the right thing, why do I always take somebody to court? But because still some people will not do the right thing. That's why once in a while, we have to shake the town and let people know that, you know, people have been saying that they don't even know whether the Papa Samasama is still around. Because we don't take them to court every day, so they think we are not around. We are around.
Okay.
We are around, but like I was saying, the education that is going on, people are changing their behavior, and we are happy about that. The few who will not change,
then
then you can take them to court.
Mr. Agbeko, do you have challenges going on, or do you have some challenges in enforcing your laws, I mean the public health laws?
Oh yeah, you know, enforcing the public health law is a very dicey thing.
Okay.
Somebody is in his house, then you come and tell him that you have not swept your house. In the first place, the person feels like he will not accept that he's guilty or he has done a wrong thing, but his ego will make him to maybe fight back.
Okay.
Fight back as if whether you are the one to come and teach him how to sweep his house, etc. So some of these things can even lead to obstruction. You will go and do your duty, and at times the owners of the house may even want to attack you, or they may even want to block. Even sound like in the gated premises, they can lock the gate and refuse to allow you to enter. But of course, it's an offense. If I'm entering your house or I'm coming to your house with my power of entry, and you block me from entering, or I am in the house and you obstruct my duties.
Okay, so you have the power to enter premises.
All health inspectors have power to enter every premises in Ghana.
Including the Flagstaff House?
Yes. My colleagues have been going there.
Really?
Sure.
Hey, the tankers man is very powerful.
You see, if you wanted to exhibit all our powerfulness, it will not be fine.
Okay.
So at times we look at it and close our eyes more. I had the power to enter your premises. I had the power to even enter your bedroom. Inspect your bedroom too.
Like I will see you. My bedroom is my privacy.
I wish you were in my jurisdictional area. I can visit your bedroom and inspect the bedroom. I can be prosecuted for inorderly arrangement of things in your room.
Really?
Sure. But we don't go to all that extent. for one reason or the other, you'll be interested in visiting or inspecting a compound. As for your bedroom, I don't want to come there, you tell me something is missing. Or in some cases, a male inspecting a room and then a female will shout that something is happening. So you'll be comfortable inspecting the house. But inside the bedroom, unless it is necessary, especially when there's any epidemic, where we have a special order to even inspect after 6 o'clock, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let us go to some of the challenges that you are facing implementing or enforcing your laws within your catchment area.
Okay.
Are you being there? Is there any interferences by your own people, the president, the MC, the politicians, whatever? I mean, if there is challenges like that, let us know.
Oh, as for the challenges, well, they are bound to happen. At times, you could arrest somebody or get somebody ready for prosecution, and maybe the chief of the town, the assemblyman, or the DC, or whoever can call you and say, oh, you want to intervene. Or they can try to plead on the person's behalf. So me, I don't see anything wrong with that. Once somebody else has come to plead on your behalf, it means you have accepted that something was wrong. So maybe if the DC come and beg me, I will accept. Then you too, one day you know that that thing you did, if the DC were not to come in, like you will go. Maybe one day you may not do it again. Or even the chief come and say, oh, Papa Tangas, oh, this matter come here. We beg. No problem. If you say you beg, let the person to understand that he will not do it again, and then you all live peacefully.
Okay.
But the only challenge is that, you know, in some of our assemblies, apart from the national law that we can use, all assemblies are supposed to pass bylaws also. So that when you use the bylaw, whatever revenue you get can come to an assembly. But it's unfortunate that most of the assemblies in the country don't have their own bylaws. So at times we have to use the national law, and when something comes, it goes to the national conference. So I think if all assemblies can pass and gazette their bylaws, and we educate the people that now if you do this, this will happen, I think we can all live peacefully.
Yes, living peacefully, living healthy is what concerns us as a nation, so that we can build a nation, we won't go to hospital, we won't be dying, and we can have the energy to flow. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and we are going to read the text messages. Welcome, viewers. I know you love this program very, very much, and you are texting in. I'll read a few text messages, and we'll go back to our discussion. Okay, so this one is coming from Collins. He said, I would like to ask, does Papa Tankers, do people know that Papa Tankers really exist? And if they exist, why have they not been seen for so many years?
Papa Tankers has always been there. He has not gone anywhere. We are always there. Maybe, like I was saying, because we don't do the buga type of work, we don't do the policing type of work. We are not doing a lot of education. So people think we are not there. If you want to know whether we are there, you visit every district assembly, and then you ask of the offices. Maybe for lack of identification, you know, a lot of the assemblies now don't even give us uniform. And you may see a lot of us, like today, I am in my mufti. I should have been in my khaki and khaki. So because you don't see us wearing the khaki and khaki, you think we are not there. We are there. Maybe perhaps it has been a long time that you were not arrested by one of my colleagues, so you thought they are not there. They are there. But you don't want to be arrested before you know we are there. The environmental health man, or maybe our names have been changing too much. They used to call us sanitary officer. You gave us another name, Sama. You gave us Papa Tangas. You gave us, but now we are called environmental health officers.
Okay.
So maybe that word or that name, environmental health officer, is making people to think that the Sama is no more there.
It's no more there.
We are said there.
Okay.
Maybe because you don't see me wearing my kumbu with my ladder, you think you are not there. You are said there.
Okay, so this one is also from Noah. He said, I'm enjoying the program. Sometimes people don't see us in the community simply because we don't wear an identified uniform, especially the men. Do you think is the factor contributing to people not seeing you, the health inspector, in the community?
Yeah, I think I just said it that maybe for lack of identification, because you don't put on the khaki and khaki again, people think you are not around. But again, like I was saying, when we are in that khaki and we are even coming, people start to run away. And so let the people come so that we judge, we discuss, we learn. People will not be available. So though the uniform identifies us, we don't want that uniform to scatter people away from us. We wish that they should be friendly with us. They should not be fearing us, whether you wear uniform or not. When we come, let's talk friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is also coming from Vitus. He said, I'm pleading with politicians, especially from interfering into our court cases. I was obstructed last week and a politician came in to stop the case, and I wasn't happy at all. When you refuse, they say you don't respect. that is one of your hindrances. Okay.
So I will plead with my colleague that you should not worry about that. You know, when you have a case or when something happen, and luckily the chiefs, the politicians also come in, it's a plus to you.
Why plus?
Yes, because at least it will not be known that this person offended you and this person had to come and plead before the matter ended. It's not always necessary that everything should go to court. Even going to the DC or going to the chief alone, it's more than a court. So it should not be demoralized.
Okay, so this one is coming from Steven. It says, since enforcement of the public health law has to do with legislation, I would also want to know if the practice of your profession is established by law.
Sure, it is.
And he also went further that it's generally known now that problem of open defecation is as a result of people building houses without providing sanitary facilities in the building. What are your rules in accordance with the relevant laws in ensuring that such problems are addressed?
Sure. Currently, we are all driving on a war now. We are calling it, we are all warring against open defecation. And everywhere we go to the communities, we talk to the people, we are ensuring that people must have toilets in their homes. Currently, if you are putting up a new building, there are regulations that you should follow.
Okay.
And in the regulation, when we see that in your building plan, there's no toilet facility or sanitary facility in the plan, you will not approve the plan. And if you go ahead and build without that plan too, engineers can come and start the work.
Okay.
And even after you have finished completing your own house, the law says, the health officer must issue you a certificate of habitation. Without that certificate, you cannot occupy the house.
Is this working? I haven't seen it before.
It's supposed to work, yes. And so, if I know that there's toilet facility in the house, I can issue the certificate. If I don't issue the certificate, but you occupy it by yourself, and we come around and get you, you could be prosecuted.
Okay, this is coming from Joseph Krampa. He said there is an ongoing interview by local government and rural development whereby non-professionals from universities are being interviewing with the intention of recruiting them into environmental health and sanitation units without passing through any of the 3 schools of hygiene in Ghana. If measures are not taken to stop the intention, a time will come we can't handle waste generation in Ghana. There are 3 batches of graduates from School of Hygiene without postings. Why can't they be posted instead of these non-professionals, since environmental health staff in Ghana are few, 4,500 in Ghana, and it's a profession?
I would like to encourage that my guy that he should not worry about that. You know, we have 3 schools of hygiene where we do our training. And in those days, there was no further training or course apart from the 3 schools of hygiene. But luckily now, we have a lot of universities that are also offering environmental health course. There is no law that you need to go to only Accra School of Hygiene before you can become a practitioner. Once you went to any other universities and studied environmental health or public health, you could be recruited to come and join us.
Okay.
Those of us who initially completed school, we didn't have any university to go again. Luckily, before Cape Coast opened a course, and we were able to go there. And Cape Coast still running environmental health courses, water and sanitation. So if somebody doesn't pass through a whole school of hygiene, but he went to Cape Coast, he went to Sunyani, he went to UHAS to go and read environmental health, he's qualified to join us.
Okay, he's qualified to join us. Thank you, Mr. Agbeko, very much. The text messages are a lot, but I don't think we can read them all. But I think appropriate time we are going to address those issues.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You have done great. I think you have educated us. Okay, viewers, you've heard it, and there is a need for you to change your behavior. If you change your behavior, the city will be clean. My village now is not more a village; it's now a district. But when I went there the last time, I think it was just like Accra compared to Accra. And it is the attitudinal change. He is saying that, arresting and prosecuting is out of, let us change your behavior. Sanitation should be part of you. It should be part of you. You should be sanitation, not creating nuisances. My name is Aita Bobo, and thanks for watching. Next week, we are going to talk about community-led total sanitation, and I will bring somebody special and in the studio, so stay tuned. See you next week. Thanks for watching.
Some kakre wa supeme